Hey, it's Johnny in Japan. In this video, I want to talk about my new diet. Cue the eye rolls, because I think pretty much everyone goes through a bunch of diets in their life, and most of them fail. But it's not a positive way to think, so I'm going to stay positive on this because it's already showing some results. And I'm trying to keep under 1,200 calories a day and watch my macros. And if you don't know what those are, don't worry. I didn't know what those were either. I thought it was just some kind of internet lingo from bodybuilders. Turns out it's just carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So saying macros is a simple way to say all three. When they say "Watch your macros, bro," uh, so I always thought that was silly that they kept saying that, and I guess I should have just looked it up sooner. So now I'm going to use it. So I downloaded this app. My dog's sleeping, and whenever she's dreaming, she starts. There it is. She keeps. I don't know what that's about. She's dreaming. So we're gonna check out this app. There's this app called MyPlate, and I tried to do this video before, but the app was not working well for me. Sometimes it will not put in my food logs. So here it says I have 1,200 calories left for the day. I haven't ate anything today. I haven't burned any calories. So we got to put in the breakfast here. I haven't actually ate breakfast yet. It's 11 a.m. So we're going to put in the breakfast here. And I got some recent food items right here. And like chicken breast, onions, tomatoes. And I even got the grams in the title. You don't have to do that, but it helps me because I might have a chicken breast that's bigger or smaller, so I can make a new entry for that. It just saves me time. But I'm going to go over here. You can make meals, but I don't really do that. I'm not going to show you that because I don't do that. I'd like to put in my individual ingredients that are measured. So go in here and I'm going to scroll down here, and I hate doing this. I'm going to create a new food, and we're just going to call this food. We're going to say it's 100 grams. You can put whatever you want, slice, box, bag, whatever the serving is. And we're going to say it's 200 calories. Say it's 10 grams of protein, 5 grams of fat, 2 carbs, whatever. Just make up stuff. I don't really worry about the sodium, cholesterol, sugar, fiber, saturated fat. Just eat your vegetables. Eat some chicken and vegetables. That's most of what I eat is grilled chicken and vegetables. Stay away from junk food, fast food, sugary drinks, candy, sweets, stuff like that. My biggest weakness is ice cream and pizza. So I don't really worry about that. I got the macros here. So let's create that new food. Hopefully it'll work for me. It won't take too long like last time, because otherwise I'll have to restart this video again for like the third or fourth time. Could not create the custom food. I have a feeling it's lying about that, because I'm gonna go over here. Okay, so it created the food from the last recording session that I did, where it said it failed, and then I stopped recording the video, and here it is. Yeah, so here it shows you 1 cup. This is from the last recording that I did that failed. 1 cup for food. It's your breakfast. Amounts, you can change the amount at any time. I can make it 2, 3, and it'll adjust that. And here it shows you a little chart here, little pie chart. It's color-coded, percentage. You get your protein, fat, and your carbs. It's mostly fat. And then it's got the nutrition label down here. And then you can go down here and say, I ate this. Ba-ding. There you go. So now you go over here, go back, and it'll say 1,100 calories left. You consumed 100 calories, burned 0. Now you go over here and it'll show your food diary. It shows breakfast at 100 calories. And then it shows your protein. And when you first start this app, you put in your weight, you put in how active you are, and I think how much water you drink a day, maybe. I don't know. You can put that in each day. It'll ask you. It'll have a notification that pops up at the end of the day saying like, hey, how much water did you drink today? And you input the amount. I don't really know what that does. I guess it's just a diary. But drinking lots of water can help you burn fat. They say you should drink like 4 liters a day, which is like a gallon. I really hate the metric system because I've been weighing my foods, like measuring them, and like the nutrition facts will say like protein's like 4.2 grams and like fat's 5.7, and it's so ridiculous. Like in America, like the nutrition facts are pretty even. Like it'll say like 100 grams, 5 grams, like not 5.9. Like that's just so silly. But anyways, I'm ranting. So over here it shows me my macros, my daily limits based on my weight and my level of activity that I put in. I was honest, I put lightly active. Um, so it's got protein at 90 grams a day, and fat at 40 grams, carbs at 120 grams. And you can be surprised how quickly you can fill up those carbs and the fat. The protein's a little bit harder to fill up, but here's the thing about the protein. I actually want to break past that limit. I don't care. I'll fill it up and then go past it. I don't care. The fat and the carbs and sugar is what I'm really looking out for. Um, but here's the thing: if you have lots of protein in your diet, you don't want to have a bunch of fat and carbs too. You know, or if you have a bunch of, you can't. It's like a balancing act. You can't max out all 3 bars. If you have all 3 bars maxed out in a day, that's really bad. You're gonna gain weight. I don't have a huge understanding of it, but that's my basic understanding of it. So I'm trying to, have as few carbs and few fat as possible. You don't want to be like crazy and only have 2 grams of fat for the day. That'd be ridiculous. But you don't want. I'm trying not to fill it up. The protein I definitely want to fill up though, because I want to maintain muscle, and I don't want to be like super skinny or something like that when I lose weight. So you can weigh yourself. I've definitely lost a few kilos in the last couple weeks from just eating a lot less food and being more active. So let's go over here to yesterday. And I'm going to delete that other entry because I didn't actually eat anything. But let's go over to yesterday. And I actually consumed a lot less than 1,200. Burned only 306, so I didn't create a deficit. The idea is that you want to create a negative net here. You want to burn more calories than you consume to lose weight. So here's my breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and my protein, fat, carbs for the day. So I was under for everything, so that's good. But unfortunately, I consumed more calories than I burned. But, to be fair, all of those calories were, vegetables and grilled chicken. So I didn't eat anything unhealthy, and I drank water all day, just water. So we go down here. It says I have almost 6,000 steps for the day within over an hour, 306 calories burned, a gallon of water drank for the day. And it's funny because I'll tell you why I have so many steps. Because if you scroll over here for Saturday, it says I have 783 consumed, 575 burned, but that's not accurate. I know that I burned way more calories than I actually consumed that day, because if you scroll down here, it says 8,812 steps, and within 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, 575 calories. There's the thing. I went for a walk 2 nights ago. This would have been on a Saturday. Today is Monday. I went for a walk. I drank so much water, and I was eating healthy food, and I felt all this energy around like almost 11:30 at night. I felt all this energy, and I just wanted to get up and just go somewhere. I got up, and I just started walking, and I'm on my phone just messing around. I'm not paying attention. I'm just going down random streets, and I'm like, okay, I'm in my neighborhood. But then next thing I know, I start taking more turns, and I'm not paying attention, and I end up somewhere I don't even know where I am, and I end up in another ward somehow, and I'm like, how the hell did I even get here? How do I get back? I don't know. And then I noticed that it was saying like how many steps I had. I was looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was getting like, before my phone died, this is what it said, 8,812. So then when I get over to the next day, my phone dies, and it's saying I took nearly 6,000 steps and burned 306 calories within an hour. So I know that for Sunday I definitely burned more calories than I consumed because I got really lost and I was walking for such a long time. And I got home at like 2:40ish in the morning, and that might not sound like a lot going from 11:30 to like after 2:30, but I was nonstop walking fast because I got lost and I was just walking everywhere. I ended up in places I never heard of, didn't know where I was. It was a little bit scary being at night, and my Japanese level's crap, so the few people that you'd see on bicycles going by or walking by, I don't want to ask them. Um, I don't want to go into a convenient task, and I definitely don't want to go to the police. So I'm just, and my phone's completely dead, and I'm just like, and even if I could ask people like well enough, I'm so shy that I'm just like, I don't want to bother anybody. And I was like, well, I'm lost. I'll figure it out myself. So I'm going to all these different bus stops and looking at the kanji and looking at the chart for the bus stops, and like I'm trying to find my station that's nearest to where I live. I never actually got to my station, but I made it to the halfway point where my house is and my station is, and I found this four-way intersection. I started running. I was like, oh gosh. I started laughing hysterically, like, and some guy on a bicycle goes by and he's like, what the hell's wrong with that crazy Gaijin? But I started laughing, he started like, ah! I was like, oh, please let that be it, please, please. I'm so tired and I'm so lost, and like I saw like this giant tall building, and I was like, that's gotta be like that giant apartment that's at the four-way intersection. And then I saw the fancy writing for the French bakery place, and I was like, yes, I made it. And by the time I go home, my feet were just like so painful, and I felt so dizzy, and I was like, I was so hungry. I did not eat that night though. Like I went straight to sleep. Uh, I had had my adventure for the night. That's the thing. I was pretty scary and it was pretty frustrating, but it was kind of cool because I kind of had to like. I'm not good at finding my way. Like I get lost a lot, and I'm not good at finding my direction. So I had to sort of like rely on myself to figure out how to find my way home. And it was kind of interesting because I saw a lot of cool parks and I saw a lot of businesses that I didn't know existed and saw some places I didn't know. And I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And the biggest thing was I realized, oh my gosh, how many calories am I burning from just being lost like an idiot? And I was like, this is great. I'm burning so many calories. So when the next day came, the next morning, I already had a huge deficit, a huge negative calorie count that I'd already burned. Uh, Unfortunately, I I ate enough food to get back into the green, so I didn't have a negative anymore. But it's a lot better than having a much higher, less of a less of a deficit. That's a hard word to say right now. Um, I'm not even gonna cut that out because that's funny. But yeah, so it was really fun. I definitely should take more walks. I don't walk enough. But I don't want to get lost like that again. I definitely need to walk that amount all the time because it's good. But I don't want to get lost like that again. But that's just a interesting, maybe funny story. A little bit scary, but it definitely helped. I felt better. I could feel myself like something burning. Like I was like I feel smaller and I feel more energy. My clothes are getting more loose, so there's definitely a change. I'm not a big guy, so like I don't really need to lose a lot of weight. And it's not really so much weight, it's just that, fat. And it's not even so much fat, it's just that it's just it doesn't look good. I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm not doing this thing where like I show you a before and after like 6 months transformation. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'll just show you what it looks like if I ever get there. I'm not gonna be one of those people, which is pretty much everybody. Everybody wants to take a side by side picture of them with a huge gut and then like them like 6-pack abs. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Fuck that. The one thing I noticed about Japan is there's not enough signs. There's not enough signs. And it was kind of difficult to find my way around because there's just not enough signs. Like I don't get it. I guess if I'm in a car, it might be okay, but I'm sitting here looking for like the stations, and you have to look at the big blue signs on the highway to look and see where the arrows are going for different stations. and I'm looking for my station. And when you're walking, it's like, when's the next one? And you're wondering if you're going the right direction. Yeah, there's just not enough signs, and it's really hard to find the street signs. Um, Maybe I'm not paying as much attention because I'm frantic, but I definitely notice there's a lack of signs compared to where I'm from. I recently started weighing out, or well, measuring out the portions, and I got stuff written down, and then I plug it into my phone for later use. That way, I don't have to type it in every time. So you got your different ingredients here, and you got the total for each ingredient, and then you break it down into portions, because if I put it into plastic containers and break it into like 2 or 3 portions, then you just divide it up and put the portions in. Like this would be like a tuna salad, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, onion, tuna. We got an omelet with vegetables mixed in with it, with grilled chicken. And I'm literally putting in, look at this, like the 0.5, 0.6. I know that's a bit silly. It's a little bit much. And I got some like Odin there. And then you got this. This is from last night, some kind of like grilled chicken vegetable stew. So lots of complicated stuff. Takes a long time to put that stuff in, but once you put it in, you don't have to put it in again. As long as you cook again with those exact measurements, then if you cook with different measurements, then you're going to have to put in some new entry. So it's good to keep the stuff written down. Maybe I'll put this on the refrigerator, magnet, so I can see what kind of, how many grams I should use per lettuce. I don't want to use something different next time, because then I have to log in a different food entry. I definitely have dropped a few kilos in the last few months. So I'm definitely making progress. I see it when I look in the mirror. I feel it. I can see it with my clothes. I feel more energy. The one thing is, though, like, it's really hard. It's a lot harder than I thought to drink 4 liters of water a day. And the problem is I'll like get forgetful of it, and I'll drink too much water at one time, and I'll try to shove it all in towards the latter half of the day, which is not good. And that's when you start to get a headache, and I pee so much through the day now. I pee so much. So I got some limes in there too. Limes are good. So I'm trying really hard to even out my water consumption. I haven't actually ate breakfast today. It's 11:30 at the time it's recording. I haven't ate any breakfast yet. I'll eat an omelet with vegetables. But I'm going to drink this first liter first before I eat. If you drink a bunch of water before you eat a meal, it helps you accelerate burning fat. And it helps you feel more full, like you don't have to eat as much. So I'm trying to eat small meals. There's other people who want to eat like big, large meals, and I don't know, just whatever works for you. Like there's no one right answer. There are people who do extreme things, like where they'll have like a Viking meal, where they'll eat like a huge, massive dinner that has everything they could possibly need for the day, and they'll eat it at one time at night, and then they won't eat for 16 hours. Or they'll eat a massive breakfast and then not eat for 16 hours. And it seems to work for them. These are guys who are like, guys who are shredded and lift lots of weights and stuff, and I'm not in the gym right now. Gyms in Japan are super expensive. I'm looking to try to get my own weights for my apartment. So I'm just sort of looking around because I'm trying to find some stuff that's actually worth buying. I don't want to get ripped off and buy some shitty equipment off of Amazon or something. So I'm looking around, researching, and trying to find some good equipment for the home, because gyms in Japan are so expensive. I feel like this is another video, but whatever. Gyms in Japan are way too expensive. They're really small. They're horribly under-equipped, and usually they're always too far away. It's just not worth it. So I need to find a way that I could work out here in the home. Plus, if you have a gym membership that's, a gym that's far away, you're less likely to actually go there on a regular basis. And I know what you're saying. Well, if you have, gym equipment in your home, you're also less likely to use it than because you have so many distractions, like electronics and stuff. And I was like, that's true, but I personally think that I would definitely use them more if they were here in the home. It'd be more convenient. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Talking about my diet, talked about my crazy adventure of getting lost and burning tons of calories and having many hours to do nothing but find my way home and also do a lot of deep thinking, a lot of reflection on my life. So it was nice. I was thinking a lot about my life so far, my future, thinking about Japan. You know, there's some depression mixed in there, but there's also some like, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to like keep my head up more. Maybe things aren't so bad. That kind of stuff. You really when you get faced with certain things like that, you sort of it's sort of like when you're taking a dump or taking a shower. Does anyone else have that? Whenever I take a shower or I'm taking a dump, I have like the best thoughts, like really critical thinking. I don't know why. Um, I've heard that about other people. Like you have like your best thoughts in the shower, your best ideas. But I also have my best ideas when I'm on the crapper. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So let me know. This video is running way too long. If you like this video, please leave a like and share it on your social media. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you get alerted of all my future videos. I know, like in the past, I was uploading every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Japan time, and then I decided to up my game and upload every single day at 8. And I was doing it for a few weeks, and then it started to get hard and, running out of things to do. So I started uploading late, like, 11 p.m. or after midnight. So, and then now recently, I haven't been uploading every day. And I'm starting to get to a point where I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. Do you care? I don't care. Uh, there's no point in uploading every single day and stressing yourself out over it. So I'll just upload videos whenever I fucking feel like it, and people will watch it. Not a lot of people, but people will watch it no matter when I put it up. Doesn't really matter. I'm steadily gaining more subs. Lately I've been for me I've been gaining quite a bit. I'm a small channel, but for me I've been gaining quite a bit lately because I've been sharing my YouTube stuff, my Instagram stuff on language exchange apps. So more Japanese people are seeing my stuff. I looked at the analytics and it says like 92% of people watching my channel are now in Japan. And I'm like, yeah, that's gotta be, because I'll get messages from Japanese people saying like, hey, I saw your Instagram. Hey, oh, cute dog, cute cats. Oh, I saw your Japan videos. Oh, you have cool figures, cool Dragon Ball figures, or you do the food stuff, or you show or your dog walking. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I guess because the app is Hello Talk, by the way. Um, it's not that great of an app, but you meet some nice people on there. It's not so great for learning, but it is pretty great for connecting with people who live in Japan. So it's helped out with the Instagram follows and the YouTube subscriptions. I think the reason why I'm starting to get more Japanese subscribers, specifically from that Hello Talk app, is because they're trying to practice their English. So they see somebody that they can talk to on this app, a foreigner who lives in Japan. So I think Japanese people are really interested when the foreigner actually lives in Japan. They tend to want to talk to you more. Because I had the app back in America and it was a lot different experience. But when you come to Japan, I didn't use it at first when I came to Japan. Like I used it when I came to America, and I used it when I lived in America. Did I say come to America? When I lived in America, I used it a bit, and there wasn't much going on with it. People don't really respond, and I'm not the only one saying this. There's lots of people that say this. Japanese people say it too. They'll say like, "Oh, people will start a conversation with you, and it'll end pretty quickly. Like they'll just move on to the next person." Um, People are pretty boring, and they just lose interest, I guess. So when I came to Japan, I didn't use it for a very long time, but recently I started using it again and posting my YouTube links, my Instagram pictures on there, and getting a lot of like attention to that. And yeah, I think people are interested in a foreigner. Japanese people are interested that a foreigner is living in Japan and creating videos about living in Japan. So they want to see that because it's interesting, I guess, to them. Like, oh, a foreigner makes a video about life in Japan. And also, probably the bigger thing is they want somewhere to go where they can practice their listening. I had a few Japanese people say that. They say like, "Oh, I like your channel because you talk more clear and I want to practice my listening skills." Sometimes they'll say like, "Oh, maybe talk a little too fast. Sometimes it's hard to understand. So maybe I shouldn't talk so fast. Maybe I should talk like this. I don't know." But this video is getting way too long. I just wanted to share some things that have been happening recently in my life. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you next time.